Supplies needed to make the one-piece envelope pillow cover include a pillowcase that has minimum dimensions of being 20 inches wide and 26 inches long, or you can purchase 1 yard or 36 inches of cotton fabric. We'll also need one polyfill pillow that's 14 inches wide by 14 inches long, one pair of fabric scissors that will be used for cutting fabric only, one spool of polyester matching color thread, at least 150 yards, one pair of small detail scissors, which are usually about 4.5 inches, one tape measure, one marking pencil, preferably white, a ruler that's 18 inches or longer, some straight pins, a pin cushion, an iron, an ironing board, and a sewing machine. We will be using a polyfill pillow which has the dimensions of 14 inches wide by 14 inches long. To confirm the width of the polyfill pillow, use your hand and anchor the tape measure at the left seam of the pillow. Pull the tape measure across the pillow and land on the right seam, and it should be at the 14-inch mark on the tape measure. To confirm the pillow's length, take your left hand and place it at the top seam of the pillow. Pull the tape measure down until you get the seam below, and it should fall on the 14-inch measurement on the tape measure. The first thing that we must do with the pillowcase is to cut 3 inches off the top and 1 inch from each of the two side seams of the pillowcase. After 3 inches have been removed from the top of the pillowcase and 1 inch has been removed from the two side seams, open up the pillowcase lengthwise and iron the pillowcase to remove any wrinkles. Now that we have a piece of fabric, which was formerly a pillowcase, we need to determine how much of that is needed in order to make the one-piece envelope pillow cover. So let's start with the pillow's length, and we'll call that the front of the pillow, which will be 14 inches. Now we have to determine how much is needed for the back of that pillow cover so that we can have overlap. So what we need to do is to divide the 14 inches in half, which is 14 divided by 2 will give us 7 inches. And that's just to kind of start the overlap calculation. What we need to do to that is add 4 inches for each end of the fabric so that we know we are going to have enough fabric to have an overlap for an envelope pillow cover. So what we'll do is to add 7 inches plus 4 inches, which equals 11 inches. That's for one side of the fabric. But we also have another side of the fabric, so we need to multiply that by 2, and that will give us a total of 22 inches. If several inches were not added to the back of that pillow, we would have a gapped opening. And then as a result, there would be no envelope or overlapping feature. So as a general rule, I add 4 inches whenever I'm making envelope pillow covers. So the quantity of fabric needed for this particular one-piece envelope pillow cover is 36 inches, which includes the 14 inches for the pillow plus the 22 inches for the back of the pillow cover, and that will give us 36 inches. From the previous step, we've already determined that we need 36 inches for the length of the fabric to make the one-piece envelope cover. Now we need to cut 15 inches as the width of that 36 inches. In order to do that, we need to fold the length of the pillowcase in half. It will measure 18 inches. Turn the fabric so that the fold or closed end of the fabric is facing you. Using the ruler, measure 15 inches across the fabric. Using the marking pencil, Draw the 15 inches from the top to the bottom of the fabric. Using the fabric scissors, cut the fabric resulting in a width of 15 inches. Unfold the fabric. The resulting fabric's dimensions will be 15 inches wide and 36 inches long. This picture illustrates how to mark the fabric with a marking pencil. One of the things I'd like to point out is that this fabric is on a cutting board, and each of the squares on the cutting board represent 1 inch. So you can use the cutting board to help as a guide in keeping the measuring of your fabric straight. With the next couple of steps, we'll be getting this one piece ready in order to form the envelope overlap on the back of this pillow cover. Place the fabric with the wrong side facing you on the work surface. On each end of the fabric, fold 0.25 inches twice into the fabric facing you. This will make a double hem. Press with an iron. Repeat for each end of the fabric. After ironing the double hem, top stitch along the upper edge of the inside double hem. Repeat for the other end of the fabric. That is the top stitching. Zigzag stitching is a type of stitching that can be used to help prevent raveling, particularly with cotton fabrics. You can also sometimes buy an over-edge presser foot that can be used to help prevent raveling as well. Now we're ready to form the 4-inch overlap. Place the right side of the fabric, which is the 36-inch piece, face up on the cutting mat. Fold the 36-inch piece in half so that it will be 18 inches. Designate the center mark at 18 inches on the fabric with either a stick pin or a marking pencil. Mark 7 inches from the center on each side of the center of the fabric. Fold each end into the fabric at the 7-inch mark. The two ends of the fabric will then overlap about 4 inches. The right side of the two end pieces should be facing down on the right side of the fabric that is facing up on the cutting board. The envelope cover is now ready for sewing. This picture illustrates what happens after the two ends have been overlapped using 4 inches. In addition, it shows that the length of the pillow cover is 14 inches and the two side seams are ready for sewing after having been pinned. Both of the side seams are ready for sewing, which will complete this project. After sewing the side seams, pull the envelope pillow cover inside out. The next step involves pushing out each of the 4 corners with your finger as far as you can, or you can use a sharp object in order to push those corners, being careful not to puncture the corners of the pillow cover. The next step will involve you ironing the pillow cover, and then placing the polyfill pillow into the pillow cover. This picture is the back of the one-piece envelope pillow cover made from the pillowcase. The project is complete. At the beginning of this video, I discussed some of the challenges that new beginners learning how to sew have in being able to identify good beginner sewing projects. Well, Sewing with Desi is dedicated to providing beginning sewers with information so that they can develop their skills over time. So I decided to select making envelope pillow covers as a place to start. And for this particular video, I used a pillowcase to make a one-piece envelope pillow cover that can be made in approximately 15 minutes. And I'm hoping that if you have tried that, you will learn that it really doesn't take long. And if you have beautiful pieces of fabric, you can make all kinds of pillows in all kinds of shapes and sizes that will add and accent the decorum in your home. Now, Sewing with Desi is dedicated to providing good, simple, and easy to make beginner sewing projects and also to make them just in time for the holidays. So there are lots of things that I'm excited about being able to share with you within the coming weeks. So please stay tuned by subscribing to my website, sewingwithdesi.com, or keeping track on my YouTube channel, Sewing with Desi. I would also like to invite you to submit comments regarding any of the beginner sewing projects which you have finished. I'd also like for you to be able to send pictures so that we can start to build a beginner sewing community to share ideas and unleash our creativity. So until the next time, stay safe and stay tuned.